Welcome to I Said What I Said. I'm Brad Wakai. That's Tyson Gentri. We keep on rolling, folks. It's the NFC North. Jump on in here to the Detroit Lions, giving our thoughts on what they did on draft night. And number 28 overall in the first round, defensive tackle, Tyleik Williams. Second round pick, offensive guard from Georgia, Tate Ratledge. In the third round, wide receiver from Arkansas, Isaac Tesla. And then day 3, fifth-round pick, offensive guard from LSU, Miles Frazier, edge rusher Ahmed Hassanin from Boise State in the 6th round. Then your 2 7th-round picks, you go safety, Dan Jackson from Georgia, and wide receiver Dominic Lovett from Georgia. We know what the culture is here in Detroit. We don't have to guess about what they want to do. Did they meet that standard?
I think so. It's Brad Holmes. He could draft whoever he wants right now, and I'm like, nailed it. That was right now. I'm looking. What website am I on? I am on NFL.com, where the Lions got a C for day 2, according to, I'm assuming, Chad Reuter or whoever wrote this for the Ratledge Tesla picks. That just means home runs. Like Ratledge this is a guy. Oh, he's a guard. He's going to come in and play for a long time. I think that's going to be good. A lot of people want him to take edge rusher. They took Tyleik Williams. I think that's going to be just fine. Like the Lions are in a position where they're trying to compete for championships, and so I'm not going to sit here and be like, well, actually, there was better value than Dan Jackson on the board in the 7th round. They know what they're doing.
And the other thing too is like, well, he's a guard. It's like, okay, I'm sorry. You want pressure up the middle for Jared Goff when he's not mobile? Like, wouldn't you rather have a guy who can block in the middle? Like, what are you doing here?
And he's a mauler, and it's like we want to run the ball every play. Okay.
Yeah, then get a guy who can allow you to do that. So, I mean, listen, not a lot going on with the Lions. They got their Brad Holmes. He's got what he wants. Dan Campbell's got what he wants. They go get their guys. We know it. And so, yeah, like you said, all right, yeah. So Tesla's probably like the first round or like what Pro Bowler and pretty Pro Bowler here. Okay, Minnesota Vikings as we move on here. Now, I thought this was a little bit more interesting. Just kind of seeing how they do it. They didn't have a lot of capital here. So they go offensive guard Donovan Jackson from Ohio State with the first-round pick. And then they didn't have a second-round pick. So their only day 2 pick was Ty Felton, the wide receiver from Maryland, which I thought was interesting. And then the rest of the way, 3 on day 3, edge rusher from Georgia, Tyrion Ingram-Dawkins. They go my guy, Kobe King, linebacker from Penn State in round 6, and then finish their draft in round 6 with the tight end, Gavin Bartholomew from Pittsburgh. So, man, I mean, not a whole lot to break down here. Kind of a boring draft for Minnesota. What'd you make of it?
I didn't like it, but that probably means it's good. I didn't think Donovan Jackson was the guy that I would have taken there. There's a bunch of holes on this defense, and there was guys to fill those holes. And they went with the sturdy offensive lineman, which, again, is never a bad pick, but a little head-scratching. And then the 3rd round, it was like, did they watch this defense play last year? Because Felton feels maybe a little bit more like a luxury than this team can afford. And I know they need a 3rd wide receiver, but you're kind of hoping TJ Hawkinson is back to full health and able to take some pressure off of Jettas and Jordan Addison. But it's Kevin O'Connell. He got some toys to play with, and that's fine. But like, is Kobe King playing?
I don't know. I mean, I don't
think so.
In this modern NFL, Tyson, it's tough because he's not a great coverage guy. Like, he's a classic box linebacker. Like, right. I wouldn't be surprised if he's limited, but that 6th-round pick, you take a shot on that. But I'm with you here. Like, we talk about we need vision and we want to see that. This didn't make any sense. Like, okay, you trust Brian Flores to make the most out of this defense, sure, but shouldn't you trust Kevin O'Connell to make the most out of that offense? Who we've seen that. I get it. Like, oh, okay, well, JJ McCarthy, let's get an offensive player. Yeah, but you can get a ton of guys that you can take shots on in the offensive line in the 3rd round. We saw the Raiders do that, for example. Like, you can't get Nick Emmanwori. I thought that would be a huge, especially because Harrison Smith's getting older. Like, how many more years does he have? So listen, we'll see what happens here. This wasn't one that stood out to me where I was like, oh man, I can see what they're doing. I love it. Even if it doesn't work out, it works out.
Yeah, I mean, once they traded for Sam Howell, I was like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, that was head scratching for sure. Okay, the host town, the Green Bay Packers. What a moment, Matthew Golden. I mean, the way they set up. We talked about this. Cool. Just so wrestling, man. I mean, cool. For the first time, I was like, oh man, they're going Golden. It was sick. Love that. But the rest of the way, how did they do? Let's discuss it here. They go offensive tackle, Anthony Belton from NC State, round 2. Round 3, wide receiver, another one, 𝐬𝐫𝐞 Williams from TCU. I'm sure Tyson was like, what is going on here? Round 4, edge rusher from Texas, Barron Sorrell. He was in the green room on day 3. Yeah. It was sick, and he came out. That was awesome. Colin Oliver, round 5, linebacker from Oklahoma State. Warren Brinson, defensive tackle, Georgia, in round 6. And their 2 round 7 picks, cornerback from Tulane, Micah Robinson, and then an offensive tackle from Cincy, John Williams.
Matthew Golden's got to be able to play. Like, he got to be able to cash in on that moment. That was awesome. And so we're cheering for him. This was just like, we talked all last year, Jordan Love's going to be awesome. Look at all these different wide receivers they have. The offensive line is better. And then the season played out. Matt LaFleur was like, I'm not doing that again. Like, I can't do this again. Christian Watson is going to be gone for like all of next season. I think that this was I'm not dealing with Romeo Doubs and his crap anymore. Wicks led the league in drops. We don't like to use Jayden Reed, whether you think Jayden Reed's a good player or not. When he's on the field, he gets the ball. He's not on the field very much. And I think we need a true one. That's what they hope they got, Matthew Golden. Williams is super interesting because he doesn't play like the rest of the TCU wide receivers. So there's a little wiggle room there. Like, we don't helmet scout, but we were texting about it today. Like, there hasn't been a good TCU receiver since 2014, and Josh Doxson's the best since then. Overall, like, it was cool for the Packers to be able to do all this in front of their fans. But I don't know how well like Brinson and Oliver fit for Jeff Hafley.
I have no clue. And listen, if Matthew Golden hits, that's really
it doesn't matter.
That's all it is, and it's tough to simplify things down to that, but I mean, that's really the reality of the Packers. Like, they are one number 1 wide receiver, one alpha in that room away from this offense legitimately being able to compete. And they've been making the playoffs, whether that's Jordan Love, whether it's Matt LaFleur lifting up everything. They are just one guy away from this thing taking off. And then the defense we'll see under Hafley, and maybe that's the rest of the way. And, you go veteran, and then Hafley starts picking his guys from college. But I did think it was strange, Tyson, that they didn't do a little bit more on defense when the guy is this removed from college football. Like, like we saw when Pete Carroll, when he first went to the Seahawks, like, I know all the guys who can play and who can't, and they were crushing drafts. I'm surprised they didn't rely on that a little bit more.
Remember when he didn't take Taylor Mays and the world burned down?
Oh, yeah. And Taylor Mays stunk. Like, wow. It was awesome. And that's I think that's the benefit that you get from going with the college route at times. So I was surprised that Packers didn't go that way, but again, it's pretty simple. If Golden can play, it unlocks something else, and if not, then they're going to still be searching. Let's close here with the Bears. Speaking of weapons, speaking of new regimes, speaking of what we got going on here, disc draft I thought was awesome. I mean, first overall, or their first round pick, 10th overall, they go Colson Loveland. They kind of shocked everything. We talked about that on our first round draft reaction. Then in round 2. They got 3 picks. Who they start with? Luther Bird and the wideout from Missouri, a pick that everybody's loving. And I think we'll get into that one because this one's interesting to me. Then the offensive tackle from Boston College, Ozzie Trapillo. Defensive tackle in your 3rd second-round pick, Shamar Turner from Texas A&M. And then for day 3, you start off with the linebacker from Maryland, Ruben Hippolyte. You go another cornerback, Zah Frazier, UTSA. Kind of interesting there. I mean, we saw a lot of, because we watched a lot of that nonsense conference. Kind of play a little bit. He's got some tools.
He did watch way too much. That's true.
Like, too much. 6th-round pick. You go offensive tackle, Michigan State, Luke Newman, and then Kyle Monangai, running back from Rutgers in the 7th round. Man, I got to tell you, there's some names that are notable here. Colson Loveland, I think, is going to work. It's Ben Johnson said offense. The player here for me is Luther Burden.
In favor?
Yes. I love that draft pick for him.
I don't.
Really? Okay, let's get into
it.
What's going on here?
Well, to me, again, this is maybe more to do with my views, but it's like Trey Henderson was sitting right there. Like, TreVeyon Henderson is immediately coming into this team. He can pass block better than DeAndre Swift. He's a better running back than DeAndre Swift. But DeAndre Swift made it out of the weekend. Like, he made it through the draft basically unaffected. And I know they got Monangai. We talked about him a couple months ago. Like, just leaves a lot to be desired there. And I think Swift got through here okay. Maybe they like Roschon Johnson a little more. This was a Ben Johnson pick. It was insane to me. Like you help Caleb Williams, and I understand that, but it's like you have DJ Moore. You drafted Rome Odunze 9th overall last year, so to invest the 39th overall pick in what you hope to be wideout 3 and maybe take over DJ Moore's role in a couple years as kind of that yak guy. But if this dude doesn't love football, if the rumors are true that this guy doesn't love football, he can't play for the Bears.
Well, okay, that's fair. I think, and that's really what goes into it. That's one of the reasons why he wasn't a first round pick, because this dude is talented. When he's locked in,
so good.
Like, wow,
he's so good.
So that's why I like it for the Bears, though, because if they can get the most out of him, and you're not asking him to be your number 1, like you just said it, you're number 3. You drafted Rome Odunze, who we know loves football, we know is locked in, wants to be great. And then you're Luther Burden, all right, come in here. And Colston Loveland, let's not forget, he's going to be a real weapon in this offense, too. So really, is Luther Burden going to be your number 4? And if with that thinking, it's like, okay, then why'd you draft him 39th overall? Like, what are you talking about here? Well, this is why. You got to unlock things in this offense. You got to give Caleb Williams a shot. And you already bolstered your offensive line through free agency. Let's take a flyer on the guy, a lottery ticket. If Luther Burden hits, Tyson, I mean, what? Anquan Bolden? Like, what are we talking about? This guy is super talented. But I think you're talking about TreVeyon Henderson. To me, that screams they love Roschon Johnson. Like, okay, DeAndre Swift can do it. Like, they are into Roschon Johnson. Maybe that's just me looking at it with orange-lensed glasses, I guess, for lack of a better term here. I'm talking about
the Bears. The Texas love or the Bears love? I
think a little bit of both. But you get Monagai in the 7th round. There's a lot to be desired there athletically, which, boy, can he play in this league? That's what you're wondering. But just be a banger down in the goal line. I mean, God, do we know DeAndre Swift ain't getting in the end zone very often? You said it's a skill. How many times do we have to see Swift get tackled at the 1? A Monagai can pound it in from there, and then you don't have to worry about Williams getting hit. So maybe that's the other thinking here. But I don't know. I'm surprised at like the Burden pick because you were so in on him before the season.
Oh, I mean, yeah, Luther Burden, I think, is the man. But again, it's like this is the team you're going to walk into with questions about if you love football. Especially do we see that Bears sideline all over the place? Like, what are we doing?
Oh boy, that is a good point. Ben Johnson. Well, I texted you about Trey Harris. He's going to find out how much he loves football. It's going to be pretty apparent here with Luther Burden. Do you want to be a football player, or do you want to be something else? So, like, subscribe, and share the show. You guys know the drill by now. Smash the like button on the way out. We got more coming to you in a little bit, finishing with AFC North, and we'll continue on as we break down the NFL draft. Talk to you guys soon. Peace.